closing out with this amazing panel. We've got Bruce, Layne, and Daniel with us right now, and I asked you guys the impossible question of what would you like to see change when it comes to LGBTQ plus rights issues right now. Where do we need to do the work? Layne, I'm going to start with you.
Justice and protection for everyone. That is it. That is it for me, Jeff. Right now, as we sit here in downtown Toronto, in a beautiful country, there are so many folks that are sitting on the margins, that are so isolated, violated, persecuted, losing their lives. You know, so when we talk about Stonewall, the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, that was the beginning of Pride, right? That was where Pride was born. And, you know, that galvanized activism in the US and worldwide and really created a shift in our culture. So for me, it's about safety. It's also about healthcare. Our trans brothers and sisters, I mean, we want to make sure we're all healthy, safe, and have our rights to live our lives. And when I think about Pride, let me just finish with one statement. Pride, for me, is a state of mind. It is not 1 month. Yes. It is about living. Absolutely. You know what? It is about living freely and helping others and making a difference in other people's lives. So, like, completely open. Let's do this thing. Let's share. Let's create allies. Let's talk.
Daniel, where do we need to do the work?
You know, I think the work needs to be done at home as well. And I think coming from a very conservative South Asian family, one of the questions I'm always asked is, how did your mom and dad take it? I think that my brothers and sisters from the community need to be more patient with their families. You have to understand, I mean, I came out to my mom when she was 50 plus. So by then, she already realized the world worked in a very particular way, according to her customs and her religion and her culture. And you can't change that in 5 minutes. You have to be patient. You have to take the opportunity to educate your mom and your dad. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to have tough conversations, but it starts at home. And you know, because of that, I have a beautiful relationship with my mom today, and I can sit down and have a conversation with my father without getting into a fight. So I think it's important that you exercise patience with your family.
Bruce, where do we need to do the work?
We need to be aware of the privilege that many of us have that we don't acknowledge, be it race, income, urban centers, because so much of our country and the countries that we live in, the countries around the world, don't have that privilege. So it can be a little difficult to see the issues that need to be tackled because we're like, it's fine in a downtown major city. We have a parade. Google's there. Woo! Which is not the way that it is, right? The second thing is language. And as the parent of a 9-year-old, since Abby was a very, very little baby, we talk about, oh, with the future, and I don't know, you're going to marry a boy, a girl, you're going to be not married, who knows, it's going to be great. So as parents, let's talk inclusively from the very, very beginning, and let's eradicate the pejorative in our speaking. Probably every couple months, someone will use the phrase, that is so gay. And I'll say, what do you mean? Do you mean stupid? Because they're not synonymous, right? If you're using that as a synonym for stupid, that's not it. And these are educated, bright, worldly people who haven't removed it from their brain yet. So let's think about our language. Let's educate ourselves on how we talk about some of these new communities that have emerged that are outside of my lived experience, right? Trans is not something that I grew up with. So I need to be educated.
Beautiful. Words of wisdom. I love it. Really good. We had a chance to chat with YouTube star, transgender activist, actress, and LGBTQ plus icon Gigi Gorgeous when she was in town recently to promote her new book, He Said, She Said, Lessons, Stories, and Mistakes from My Transgender Journey.
Writing this book was the most emotional thing I've ever done. It was a challenge and a struggle at times, but also very, very happy and rewarding. I came out 3 times. I came out when I was 15 as gay. I came out when I was 19 as transgender, and I recently came out as a lesbian. And it was literally self-discovery. You know, it's a battle going through life as it is, but when you have gender issues in your head and your soul is struggling, there's only so much you can do. And I'm so happy that my supporters were there to build me up when I was feeling down, to let me be me. there is always negativity, and coming out is very controversial, regardless of how many times you've done so or if you don't do so. There are always people out there that have nasty things to say, and I think that's very sad. My advice for anyone going through a hard time would be, as I say in the book, find your tribe. You know, if you are going through a hard time and your friends aren't there for you, if your family isn't there for you, if your teachers, your student counselors aren't there for you, you need to seek other resources and find people that are and want to raise you up and see you succeed